This is Lois Farm. To train Lois Farm representatives in TOT, training of trainers, we already mashed shredded paper. We shredded this paper and soaked it in water so that it becomes soft and compact. Now we are making pre-quads, but we're just using bare hands because the pre-quad machine or the pressing can be expensive for the local farmers. So we are showing them, I'm showing this Lois Farm representative how to just use bare hands to make the pre-quad balls. Not like you're pressing them so that the water that's soaked in off, and then we are going to dry them and they become pre-quads for lighting fire. You can see there is fire there. Why are we doing this? We're talking about the many uses of waste paper. The many uses of waste paper. Paper can indeed be used as fire. Look, check those balls. Look at how they are burning. Look, they are burning. They are burning longer than if it was just pure paper. Let's see. This is the paper itself. If you light this paper and you put it here on your jiko, it will light and be consumed very fast. That is the ordinary paper used for lighting fires, but it cannot be used for cooking. Let's see. We can light the fire, the paper. Let's light this paper and see how fast it burns. We have lit the paper and it will burn very fast. Look, it's burning, all gone. It can't cook for you anything. Paper on its own, look, it's already consumed because of its nature. So we can maybe only use it, we can use it maybe to light the fires, but we cannot use it for cooking. So how can we use it for cooking? We must add value to this paper. We must add value to this paper so that now it can burn longer. You see, it's already finished. It can't cook anything. Can't cook anything. It's gone. As paper, look, burns very fast and it's gone, and we cannot use it for cooking anything. So what are we doing? We want to add value to that paper so that it can burn a little longer and probably cook something like milk or so. So what we do is we shred this paper in pieces and then put them into water. Maybe can you give us a little basin or a kapakuli? We shred this paper in pieces. If you have a shredder, well and good. We shall shred this paper and put it in a container. Shred the paper. Good if you have a shredding machine, but again, we're talking of we are in the village. And things like shredding machines, things like pressing machines are not affordable. So we just shred this paper into your bucket. Into small pieces, medium, small, and then we shall pour here water. We shall put water here to imagine. So pour water there. Good. That's the water, and then let it soak. The paper will soak, and when it's completely soaked, becomes soft. It's what now we have here. We had already done it. So here we are. We have now soaked it. And we are now trying to make balls. Balls out of it. In other words, frequent balls out of it. We have to do, again, we are doing it only manually. We are doing it manually. And then we are going to dry it. Doing it very manually, and we're going to try it. Like I said, we have come here on Lois Farm, and we are training a representative of Lois Farm who will now train others. So here we are doing it manually. Yes, you will complain that we don't have gloves. I'm being very realistic. This is a rural setting where expenses, even clothes, are very expensive. So we are doing it in that kind of environment. Otherwise, ideally, you should have your gloves, put on gloves for your own safety, soak the water, soak the paper, shred it using a shredding machine, and then you'll be safe. But when you don't have the luxury of those, you do with what you have, and therefore this is what we're doing. We're doing this. You can see we're putting into balls. You can see our paper is already gone. Can it's just now ash gone, and it has not cooked anything substantial. But now here we are making this. We had already made some balls. We had already made some. Here they are. We had already made some and dried them. So now we want to see, when we light this one on the same jiko, how long will it take? So we shall put on the jiko and see, compare with the ordinary paper before value addition, before making them into the balls, paper as it was, and now you can see it is burning, it is lighting, but not burning with the flame that the ordinary paper was burning with. So it takes longer now. It takes longer to burn, and as it takes longer, it now can cook at least something. You can boil your milk with it. Just watch. So here we are. Here we are, the same paper. Yes, it is burning with smoke because it's simply an alternative to firewood in the village. Firewood always burns with smoke. So from firewood, to these briquettes of paper, pure paper, they burn faster, so you can use it for light food like making your tea, boiling milk, and fetching for the firewood. To do that is a job. Buying the ordinary briquettes is expensive. Buying ordinary charcoal is expensive. So we are saying, what is the appropriate technology that we can use in the villages? Number two, how can we convert waste to wealth? This paper, was a document that is now no longer in use. This was like theses that are no longer in use. And this paper, we can throw it out in the compost. Yes, it can be compost. We can make many other things that we have seen in my other explanation, but we can also make it as briquettes to use for cooking. You can see now, our paper now has gotten the fire. It is now glowing, and we can now cook on it. We could not cook on the fire from this ordinary, the ordinary paper. We have converted it, added value. So we are saying waste to wealth. What is considered waste is actually not waste. Waste paper, and we have seen in my other explanations, the very, very many things that we can do with waste paper. And therefore, in this circumstance, you can see this is a Lois Farm representative. Where do we get this paper from? Primary schools all around, exercise books that students or pupils use. When they have finished it, yes, you collect them. There is newspapers are bought and read, and when they are finished, we can use them. In institutions, there are applications. Normally, it's like in my university, we used to ask for 8 sets of applications when you're applying for a job. And all those documents, after the application, after the interview, and after the hiring, they go to waste. We can shred them. We can use them, many other uses that we have mentioned in this video. But this, we wanted to demonstrate that the same paper can actually be used into briquette. And you see, it is burning like charcoal. The fire is not as strong, but I wish my cameraman came and look at the glowing. I don't know whether the glowing is, look, the fire coming out and the glowing. And indeed, look, real fire now coming out. And this fire can cook a light meal, can cook your tea, depending on how many people you are. Can actually even cook ugali. Again, for one person, it will do it. And so we have converted the paper that was burning very, very fast, added value by shredding it, soaking it, and making it into balls that we're making here, and therefore converting it to charcoal briquettes. So, waste to wealth, W to W. The fire you can see, when the smoke is off, the fire can now be seen, and this, therefore, we can continue making our balls. Those we made them much earlier, and here we are making more. Using our bare hands, no gloves, because, as I said, there are environments where the glove itself is an expensive thing, and therefore you depend on the resources that you have. And one of the resources that you have is your own labor, your own physical labor, and intellectual labor, and then you survive under circumstances. If it's question of business, then the business will grow. Like now, those briquettes, you can sell them very cheaply, of course, but cumulatively, you'll raise funds that can now make you probably buy the clothes, probably do the shredding and all that. So, bottom line, paper has many uses. Paper has many uses, and one of its simplest use is using it as briquettes to generate heat for cooking light meals. Waste to wealth. Don't disregard any waste. Every waste that you see can be converted into paper. And we shall be covering all this in TTV. It is entrepreneurship, it is creativity, it's innovation. And we have this, program section of waste to wealth. So watch this space. We shall be bringing you more on how to convert which waste to which wealth. We have seen already this mash here. If you do small one, if you did very small, so that it becomes that small, you can do it that small, the shape that you want. You can do the coloring, you can put the coloring, and then with a shred, put in a needle through a thread, and when it dries, it becomes your beads. You can wear them depending on your shapes, depending on the size, it becomes beads. And once you have done so and embelled it with some, coloring and all that, it becomes a real bead for crafting, for wearing in wherever you want to wear it in. So we were here to explain that every waste that you have, mention that waste and we shall find a use for it. And that is why we're here. That is what TTV does, teaching, training people in entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is about creativity, innovation, and adding value. You might want to say entrepreneurship means doing ordinary things in an extraordinary way, or doing extraordinary things in an ordinary way. So maybe our poverty is upstairs, otherwise while you're on the earth, poverty is abundant.
I'm representative of Lois Farm. I'm undergoing my teachings of making pets which are too expensive. Their advantages are more than disadvantages, because if we use them instead of firewood, we can prevent deforestation, which is affecting our environment and making the rains to stop, so that they bring drought in the area, causing lack of food, grass for animals. And in these paper briquettes, we can use them for cooking light foods, warming foods, in making them go as waste. As we look, these are shredded paper which have been shredded by my hands, and they are soaked for 3 days. You can start making the paper briquettes on the 4th day. Since they are soft, if they are soaked for 3 days, they become more soft, and making it easy to make the charcoal briquettes, which you just take them, press them to drain the water from it, and just dry on the sun, which is just an advantage because it does not need more time, and the sun is a natural source of heat which is used to dry them. And for the drying, it will take If the weather conditions are good, if the sun is there, it will take 3 days to dry, and we can use it to cook. Not like charcoal, it will take like long time to prepare, cut trees, make them, put fire again. It's more easy than charcoal, making charcoal.
We have warmed porridge using the paper briquettes. You can see it really done the job, and it is like the time it takes to burn is the time we require to warm the porridge. So there is no waste. In charcoal, we would warm the porridge warmed, finished, and yet the charcoal is still there, which means we are wasting charcoal. So in terms of efficiency and in terms of balancing, the light foods of porridge, like you can see is actually boiling. The light food like porridge, like milk, like tea, you know, you use just enough of the briquettes to do that job. There is nothing like, wasting the charcoal or wasting the LPG, the cooking gas. So we have proved that we can use it to make porridge.